Welcome back to the AB Scale Project. I'm Krieger. This is Alpha Bravo. And since we already covered the Bumblebee out of the Worlds Collide pack, I figure we'll start off today by looking at the other members of the pack. Starting off with Nemesis Primal. This is the evil version of Optimus Primal here, not to be confused with the Shattered Glass version, which was primary yellow and red in its color scheme. So you can see the only actual remold is the head. Get it to focus here. See, it's pretty good. Got the closed face mask with the extra little cheek scratches here. My antenna's a little broken, but otherwise pretty cool. Nice full face mask version of the head sculpt. And you can see the whites were replaced by silvers and the reds replaced by teals. You know, very much the Scourge with purple color scheme. So let's go ahead and take a look at the beast mode. In beast mode, you see they replaced most of the grays and with the purple. So not a huge redeco and the big evil red eyes. You know, for the back, you know. I think the teal and silver is a little less conspicuous than the white and red. But otherwise, it's a purple monkey. So no huge changes there. Again, no remolding. The only thing changed was the robot head. So come back with final thoughts. So will you replace the Kingdom Optimus Primal for our Optimus Primal winner? No, of course not. It's a different character. But if you want an evil Optimus Primal, then I'd recommend the Nemesis Primal out of the Worlds Collide pack. The paint job is really cool, very shiny on the silvers and the teals. The head sculpt is really neat with the extra cheek scratches, make him look extra evil. Overall, I like it. Recommend it if you want an evil Optimus Primal for your shelves. So, on to the next one. Next up is the Blackarachnia out of the World Collide pack. You can see it's mostly just a recolor of the original Kingdom here with a head sculpt. And the head sculpt is meant to evoke the original Beast Wars head sculpt. And then the overall color scheme is also meant to be the original. Again, it's not going to replace the Kingdom because it's different aesthetic completely. It doesn't look anything like the animation. So it's not going to win for our Blackarachnia. But we'll go ahead and set in the original here. And you see how close they got to the colorization. It's definitely a really good update of the original. They went for leopard print here instead of the kind of spotted spider silver print, whatever they were going for. But overall, definitely a better update if you want a version of the original head sculpt. Let's look at the beast mode. For the beast modes, you can see, especially with my lights here, you can see it's the Worlds Collide pack is a lot shinier than the original. I mean, again, the original is supposed to look more like the animation model. And I think it's actually a little bit better put together because my legs on the Worlds Collide one actually swoop in a lot better. This leg just will not swoop into that soft ratchet. And still can't get these back pincers to tab in no matter what I do. So, overall, you can see all repaint, no remold. We'll take a look at the original. And we can see that the original, if you compare the two, the original is just massive. Let me just look at the size difference between the two. Stand up. And you can see the new one's shinier. This one, is an attempt to look like spider colors with some gold mixed in. Whereas this one is just all shiny with some extra standout green on the front. Alright, be back with some final thoughts. So will this replace the Kingdom for screen accuracy? No, because obviously they modeled it after the original toy. So it's not really in running. And of course, IDW is still the animated because they use the animated Blackarachnia for IDW. So if you want an homage to the original toy, you go ahead and keep this one. Otherwise, for screen accuracy, keep your Kingdom. Finally out of the pack, we've got the Fangry. This was obviously a remold from the Monster Bots mold that originated with Twinferno, or Double Cross as originally known. And they did a decent job of remaking him. He does have his problems, like people talking about the joints being super loose on the legs. You have to kind of really talk him into wanting to stand. But the Headmaster is the exact same as the Titan's Return Headmaster, so they just reused it. So no remolding there. Major remolding was the wolf head that we'll see in the beast mode. But otherwise, it looks really good. I mean, it's a great update from the original G1, the only Decepticon Headmaster Junior that I have. So let's go ahead and take a look at the beast mode. The beast mode, I think, looks really good. I mean, it's very buff wolf bat. Go ahead and move Alpha Bravo out of the way so we can see. There he's got the Repugnance wings. Again, I think the only thing they really remolded was the head and the hands. And I take the arms off my original one back when I was a kid just so he could stand up straight. But anyway, you can see they got the tail. I mean, it all works for the original aesthetic. I actually think that the cockpit on the new one works a lot better than the other Monster Bots. So fitting in the Titan Master opens up a lot easier than the other Monster Bots since they remolded the chest to get the stats screen. So overall, a really good update. Very, very buff wolf. Now, speaking of the Titan Masters, we'll go ahead and do a side-by-side of the original Headmasters and the new Titan Master. So you can see, here's the original Briscoe and our new one. That's that same mold that we've seen used several times. And of course the head sculpt side. They've stayed pretty true through the years. And again, we want to look at the Titan's Return. We see that the new one actually has a lot more paint than the Titan's Return did. And so it's a lot more character. But the face sculpt is exactly the same. I mean, it looks like a little bit more mold impression on the new one. But otherwise, actually that's the old one, sorry. The old one has a little bit more mold impression, so it looks like the mold got a little worn out for the new one. But otherwise, they're exactly the same. So do we have a new winner for IDW G1 Fangry? I'm going to say yes. Even though it is kind of floppy in the legs, it's still much more articulated and definitely a great update over the G1. And since the G1 also used 5mm peg for the gun, you can actually use the G1 gun with the new mold to help complete the look. Shield is a different matter, but since he's got the wings on the back, I'm fine with him just having the gun. So overall, the Worlds Collide Fangry is the best IDW G1 Fangry. So with the Worlds Collide Fangry being the only update out of the entire 4-pack, we'll go ahead and wrap it up today. So thanks for joining us today on the AB Scout Project. If there's a character you'd like to see, put your request in the comments below. Please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see y'all later.